No, if I could just come in this
Sure.
once, Chair.
Yeah.
Can I nail you down, please, on this budget guidance? Clearly, there's an awful lot of work that's got to be done on this by the Budget Committee. You're saying in the next week or two, with our first meeting to look at this is 7th of July. I don't want the documents the night before, so we can't look at them properly. So can I pin you down, please? When will we have the budget guidance through?
As soon as we can. What I can do is, if it's not ready in final form, Senator Hall, I can try and make sure that you as the chair have got a draft version by next week. Does that work for you?
If I can have a draft one by then, please. And can I plead with you, please? We've been making budget amendments for the last 4 years. We found £113 million worth of savings in the last budget, which you didn't take. Will you start looking at that, please, as a matter of urgency? I'll leave it there.
I won't if you play political games you've done over the last 4 years, but if you want to work sensibly across the political divide, of course, I'm always happy to work with colleagues. And when colleagues are sensible and not tribally political, of course I work with them.
Well, that's a silly comment, but I'm used to that. Thank you, Chairman.
I'm sure you are. We've heard lots of yours over the last 4 years.
Right. I have a
I've
number
only
of...
actually been here 3 years, Mr. Mayor. I've only actually been on the Assembly 3 years. Thank you.
Right.
It does feel longer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Can you tell me, you use the word constant contact, etc. Can you tell me just how often you find out or you look into the finances of
I mean once a week with the CFO. I get daily emails from the Commissioner. I speak to my Deputy Mayor 4 or 5 times a week, I think, and she speaks to the Commissioner and the CFO on an almost daily basis.
Okay, so you're right on top of that. Obviously, with Crossrail in the background, one worries about your financial contact at the moment with TfL. Is there anything that you could then send to the Budget Committee? Because clearly we're so far behind all the time. We want to make sure that we have constant access to the finances of TfL.
I'm really keen to make sure that you've got what you need. So on Crossrail, which is a bit different, so Crossrail hope to have a better idea. They told us by the end of June in relation to the impact of COVID-19 on timelines and also on monies they will need. They've still got very much can-do attitude. I'll make sure after this meeting I drop a note to Mark Wilde and Tony Meggs to say you'd like any information. I'm sure you'd appreciate even in draft form some numbers from them. The July TfL board meeting should give us a better idea. I'll make sure as soon as Simon Killenback has got some numbers, he shares them with you as well.
That's very helpful, thank you. Can you tell me what the difference is between now, since COVID, to your interactions financially with them before? Is it the same? Is it more? How is it now?
It's more. So before COVID, I would meet face to face with the CFO once every 2 weeks. Since COVID, there were during COVID, there were times where it was daily. Now we've gone to once a week. And in between the once in the weeks, I'll speak often to other members of the management team, Andy Lord and Gareth Powell, more regularly. Simon Gillenback, on average now, it's once a week, but there were sometimes it was once a day, sometimes more than once a day.
Okay, that's good to hear. In the past, TfL have, whether it's fair or not, developed a reputation of being very wasteful, not just in terms of delays to projects and overruns, but also on things like nominee passes. So have you given any instructions to tighten up these passes or any other directions to look at how expenditure is examined?
So the phrase I used in the 2016 campaign was TfL is flabby, which goes to your point about inefficiencies and stuff. TfL are currently looking at all areas where they can save money, but also they can increase revenue streams. There's 2 parts of the equation. One is to bring in more money, 2 is to make savings where we can. And they'll continue to do that.
Okay, well, I'm very grateful for the information you're going to be sending to me, albeit in draft form. I don't mind, as long as we can keep some eye on this. We don't want the Crossrail type situation. Again, thank you very much, Chairman.